The reason I'm not selling these is because they're literally made of toothpicks. They're gonna break like real fast. And you just know that somebody would come at me like, hey, I broke my pencil in half. It's your fault. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, you're probably right. It is. So what I do is I just get a regular toothpick. I have these ones with like the fancy ends, but you don't need the ones with the fancy end. I cut that part off. So I just cut the very end off. It's all jaggedy. It's crazy. It looks insane. We're just gonna sand off the end, and it doesn't matter if they're misshapen, because whose real pencil erasers aren't weird. Just regular yellow. And I don't have pink, but I do have red and white. Primary colors. What do red and white make? Anybody? Anybody? Raise your hand. And then I just kind of eyeball the color of pink that I want. So you know what? Just do what your soul feels is right. The only wrong way is not trying at all. So there's that. Let's mix. I feel like Bob Ross sometimes. I've got my yellow and I've got my pink. Man, Bob Ross was the best. R.I.P. R.I.P. You can just hold it with your little hand, but you know, Ashley's lazy sometimes. So I just put it on a chip clip and then I paint it this way because it's easier to hold. Now we're just gonna paint the toothpicks. It's very easy. We're gonna just go all the way down. I usually have music going whenever I craft, but the last time that I was on live, I had music going and it kicked me off. And it's like, hey, you don't own that music. And I was like, you're right, I don't. So if you have rough pencils, maybe give them a quick little sand before you paint them, or else you're gonna have like little wood hairs. I'm sure that's the right term. Okay, so I have like this metallic paper. You can use foil. I've seen people use foil and it works just great. And the reason I didn't use foil is just because I didn't. That's why. I don't have an exact measurement because I just don't. You just do the tiniest strip. We're all about just trying things and then failing a couple times, but then eventually getting there. That's what I'm about. Oh gosh, it's just, oh, it won't go back in its crevice. I got a strip that big. All right, so now these are dry. I'm just gonna flip them over and I'm gonna do the pink side. Just the very end of it. I probably should have gotten a smaller paintbrush for this tedious task. I still could. The paintbrushes are literally right next to me. All right. And if your line isn't perfect, it's okay, because that's what the little metallic-y thing is for. It's gonna hide the imperfections. Unless you just really jack it up, and then I can't help you. We're just gonna put the little strip around here. So I'm just gonna put like a dot of glue just where the pink and the yellow meet. Trying not to glue my fingers to the pencil. I'm just wrapping it around. I'm just gonna cut off some and then I'm gonna, glue the rest. Yeah. Oh, my finger stuck. Oh no, okay. So it's like wrapped there and we're just gonna dot that. And then I bring it all the way around. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut off some of the tip. Yeah. What tool is what? This is called an easy cutter, and it's really, really nice because it cuts easily. So I'm just gonna whittle. I'm gonna whittle this down. So just taking a little bit, turning it a little bit. I'm sure you guys have done this with sticks and whatnot. And then you go home and your mom's like, why you got a shank? I feel like that's not right either. A shiv. A shiv. You shank somebody with a shiv. I need to learn more prison lingo. All right, so I've just kind of gotten it to a somewhat of a little point. And there's usually paint on the little cap there. So I'm just going to dot it on the tip. Look at it! Just so you know, you may want to seal it somehow.